Hello, children. So, we have to learn the poem, The Ballad of Mulan, today. Before we get started, we have to do one pre activity. So, I have made this pre activity in such a way that I'm going to give you few questions, the answer for which you are going to think and we are going to discuss in the class. So, everyone has to be very participative. You have to think about these questions, which are kind of critical questions. You have to relate the questions based on the theme of the poem and our present scenario. Okay, so this poem is talking about the heroic acts of a girl. What do you mean by heroic acts? Have you done any acts which you feel like made you feel like a hero? Has there ever been a time you have felt heroic? If given a chance, what kind of a heroic act would you do? So these are the questions you have to ponder about. Now I told that we are going to learn about a poem, the Ballad of Mulan. What do you mean by ballad? This is a type of poem. There are 15 types of poems: sonnet, limerick, haiku. Sonnet is a 14-line poem. Now, this ballad means it is the narrative explanation of a story. It is like a story description or narration of a story in a musical, rhythmic words having all the poetic devices which will enrich the poem. Right? So, basically, this is a storytelling in the form of a poem. That is a ballad. Now, before we get started with the theme of the poem, as I told you, I will give you a small gist of the poem and I will cover up all the critical and analytical view of this poem. Now, what is the gist of the poem? As I told you, this poem is talking about the heroic acts of a girl who has joined in disguise. I'm underlining this word, in disguise, as a man in the army to serve the country. She had to go in place of father. Father was really old, yet he was ready to go, but the girl did not, Mulan did not allow father to go. When I said this one single line, there are many questions which are hidden in this. Why did she have to go in disguise? Couldn't she go as in whichever way she was? Couldn't she reveal her identity? Another question is, she had to go as a man. Then another question is, why did she take that, show that kind of heroic act? What does it tell you? Is she a coward, a timid person, or is she a courageous person? Is she loyal to the country? Is she responsible to the family? I told that she has taken up the I have told that she had gone in place of father. But we got two questions. Why did she do that? Why did she go in disguise? So that shows her royalty, her responsibility towards the family. And she wanted to enjoy the freedom. She wanted to go and fight for the country. Right? Yes. So, see, this is how you have to frame questions and analyze the poem. Right? Now, do you think that equality was prevailing during that time? This poem is not explicitly telling when this story happened. Probably it is a legend. What is a legend? It's like a story being transferred from one generation to the other simply because it is having a value to take away. So the future generation should also learn from that value. What is the value which is so dear to us from this poem? Yeah, one should be very loyal to the country, isn't it? One should be very responsible person of the family. One should support the family. So what happened over there? She had gone as in disguise as a man, served the army for 10 long years. Then she was given riches and position. She was offered the position and riches when it was time for her to resign from the office. But she politely denied everything. She told that I would like to come back home and be with my people. Okay, that is one part of the poem over there. And I'm not going into that part. Definitely, we will learn that part later in the class. My interest lies here. Do you think women are getting enough recognition and equal treatment just as the counterparts, male counterparts? Do you think if you go and work as a woman doing the same kind of work for probably the same standard of work, do you think you are going to get equally paid? There are many instances when women are underpaid for the same kind of work. So that is one gender discrimination. You are segregating one part of the society just because they were born like that. So your ability is not addressed over there. Your talent is not addressed. You being the girl is given importance. That is not correct. So women have to come forward and participate and show their role or show their value in all fields of work. Let it be in defense, let it be in the education sector, medical sector, aviation. There is no question that women have not gone. They have gone and showed their presence every spheres of activities. Yet, there is a very less participation in the defense. When you check it, the three defense wings like Air Force, Navy, and Army, you can see that it is a disproportionate participation. Men are always higher in number when women participation is relatively very low participation. So this has to go off. We have to establish equality. The women should be encouraged to participate in all activities and all spheres of life. Now, what could be the reason why women are not getting enough chance to participate? The major problem is lack of awareness. They are not having the awareness of their rights of and equality. Why? Because they are not getting education. In many remote areas of our country too, women are getting married girls are getting married at very early age. That is ignorance. Education is the weapon we can use to fight against all the social evils of the society. Irrespective of the gender status, one has to get educated. Now, when you check the history, we can cite out many examples of heroic, uh, women. For example, Rani Lakshmi Bai. She fought like a tigress in the war fields. So, what are the qualities which she possessed? Determination, perseverance, hard work, sacrifice, risk taking. These are the qualities which she possessed. And Captain Lakshmi Sehgal, who was part of Indian National Army. She took part in World War II. She was imprisoned in Burma for taking part. So there are many examples from our history when we check where when women participation is very active. So the mere point is we all have to fight against this social evil, gender discrimination. So we cannot deny that the women participation has increased. It has increased considerably. Let it be in politics, defense, and all the sectors. Women have started participating and showed their presence over there. So, in this poem, The Ballad of Mulan, we will come across a girl called Mulan who had to leave the family to serve the country as a soldier, as a male soldier, not as a female soldier, as a male soldier. Because she wanted to be responsible, she did not want her father to go fight because that was imminent that the father will die in the war field because he was very old. So she wanted to save father. That is a sign of a responsible child. Be there for the family. Be there for the country. Be loyal to the country. Okay, now we shall discuss in detail the poem in the next part of my next session. Okay, okay, children. Thank you.